boom, boom.
Oh, adjust some stuff here.
Waiting.
Waiting.
Oh, there he is.
No longer waiting.
No longer waiting.
That's the sequel to that Ryan Reynolds movie.
It's, I
No
guess.
longer waiting.
I mean, there was a sequel to it.
Waiting 2, waiting harder.
What was that joke I made to Mike the other day?
I don't know. Was it when you guys were actually hanging out with each other?
Yeah, we went to lunch the other day.
Yeah, so I wouldn't know because I wasn't there.
I know, but I'm trying to remember what he said. A movie, and then I said the same movie to something harder. I can't remember what it was now, and it was fucking ridiculous. It was like it's like a reflex now when like someone says something like that.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Um.
It's fun when the other person doesn't actually know the joke.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not funny?
No, because
No.
our inside jokes are usually the four of us, or
Yeah.
5 of us. Sometimes Paige has them too.
So when you say it to the non-group,
Yeah.
it's very
It's just
confusing.
way over their head.
Well, it's like when I'll say that shit to Matt and he'll laugh, and I look at him and he's like,
Yeah, I have no idea what you were laughing about.
it's like, I think it's supposed to be funny. I was like, well, I mean, A,
It is.
hurtful. B,
Right?
it is supposed to be funny. Just because, you're not in on the joke.
Right?
You're a
It's
jerk.
lonely up there.
Right? Yeah, how you guys doing?
Tired.
Oh, same, dude. Same.
But what else is new?
I legitimately poked myself in the eye 2 hours before I was going to wake up, and my eye still hurts.
Why would you
It's
do
a
that?
good way to wake yourself up.
No idea.
Seems like a terrible idea.
Just dumb.
I'm not a doctor or something, but
I'm not an eyeologist, but fingers inside of eyes are probably not good.
But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express one time.
I probably have, yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I played one on TV. Sort of.
So,
Speaking of which, you see that they were trying to resurrect ER?
Yeah, I guess Noah Wiley was.
Yeah, because he used to be on the original ER.
Yeah, they were talking to him.
And then the estate of Michael Crichton, because Michael Crichton was the actual... he was
a writer.
producer? Or
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
On it. But it's kind of funny to me what happened with it, essentially, where it stands right now, because they were trying to get it up and running. I think it was on Amazon. I think. But there was something with Michael Crichton's estate that there was something about the writing credit or something like that. They had a problem with the reboot of it. So basically, Noah Wiley, and whoever else were making the new one were like, well, if you guys can't, don't want to basically give the blessing of it, we're gonna go and call it something else, which I'm spacing on what it was, and go do it on Amazon. And so apparently Michael Crichton's estate is like suing them right now because they're like, yeah, it's ER but with just a different name, and it's like,
I mean, that's every other fucking show.
so was Grey's Anatomy.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of my problem with that. It's like it's a doctor show. Like, how do you have like the rights to? I could understand maybe if like they're trying to bring back the original cast and or some parts of the original cast, call them all the same name and this and that, and have like the same hospital. That's something to sue over. But if they change all of that,
Yeah, then
but
it's
keep
just
the
every other
formula
show.
the same, it's just like any other show. So I don't understand how you can sue over that.
They probably won't be able to, but they're trying.
Yeah.
Well, they can. I mean, they could definitely sue if they went forward with the whole ER part. But if they renamed it, you can't.
Well,
And-
they did rename it, and for some reason, like, it was the one article I did not save. They called it something else.
The
Just
Pit.
page up anywhere.
That's why I stay at home all the time.
It
You
says
just
it's
can't
called
take
The
me anywhere.
Pit.
The Pit, yeah, because it takes place in Pittsburgh, not in Chicago, which is
I know. I think it was.
yeah, where I think ER takes place.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, so that's why they call it the Pit.
It says Michael Crichton's widow filed a lawsuit Tuesday alleging that the upcoming Max series The Pit, starring Noah Wyle, is an unauthorized reboot of ER. The suit accused producer John Wells of a personal betrayal, claiming that he and Wiley turned to The Pit after the Crichton estate blocked their plans to reboot ER, and subsequent negotiations collapsed.
What she is alleging is that if Noah Wyle stars in a medical movie, then it's a rip,
right?
And that's stupid as well.
Yeah.
Although he spent like 600 years on The Librarian, so
It's time to become a doctor again, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, life is cyclical, man.
You know who should be suing them? Marvel.
why?
I had to look it up. I had to make sure it was called The Pit before I brought it up. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, The Pit. It was a one-shot comic written by John Byrne and Mark Grunwald, I think you say his name, and illustrated by a bunch of different people. But it was it basically was a bunch of like different characters in it. But it doesn't matter. It was just it was a one-off book. But I was like, there's a comic called The Pit. I had to look it up, but
It's always a one-off.
yeah. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Someone has to have ability to sue them for something, right?
I mean, listen, Disney doing Disney things, announcing profits as usual, and it's like, well, we're gonna make Disney Plus more expensive, so somebody's gonna sue for something.
Durr.
Right.
Television. I'm trying to see if there's any more information on The Pit. Let's see. He was on ER for holy shit.
Okay.
Long time, wasn't it?
It was a long time.
10 years. I'm gonna guess 10 years.
I was gonna say 13.
You
Okay.
both be wrong.
20.
Try 15.
15. I
I
was
guess
closer.
Tosh was closer. Yeah.
Yeah. So main role seasons 1 through 11, and then 15, or end 15, and guest starred in season 12. So, but damn, dude, that's a long time.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, they can sue Friends too. He also played a doctor on that.
Oh no.
Oh,
And Sesame Street.
Friends
Sue
gonna
Sesame
win,
Street.
and Sesame Street.
Yep.
Oh,
Sesame
Sesame.
Street's got those litigious Muppets.
Yep. Sue Lab Rats. He was on Lab Rats
Lawyer.
as a doctor too.
What the hell's Lab Rats?
I don't know. It's a fucking cartoon, I
I've
think.
never heard of that.
Sounds like a Canadian show.
In the episode "'Twas the Mission Before Christmas." It's a Disney show, so Disney.
Okay.
You ain't winning that lawsuit.
No.
Well, wasn't he like? Was he a doctor in the Librarians, or not a doctor, but like wasn't he his
No, he was
character?
a professor.
Professor,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I only watched that first
He
shitty
probably
one.
had a
you
PhD,
know?
but he was like a professor doctor.
Yeah, he's not a medical doctor.
Not a
Not
medical
a,
doctor.
almost like the open doctor.
Even in Falling Skies, he played like a professor type doctor as well.
Oh, it's
history.
true. God, I
That's
forgot about
his
this show.
shtick.
He
it is.
talks good in big words.
He does. That's why I like
Um,
him.
so his character's name is different. Obviously, they're not stupid enough to do that fucking thing.
Right.
So he was. I did not remember that his name was Dr. John Carter. So apparently he's from Mars.
Nice.
But in the new one, he's Dr. Michael. I'm not even gonna try to butcher that name.
Oh, you have to try it.
Robinovich.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Cool. There's no other info on this here thing on the Wikipedias. Who? Oh, did I close that article? No, I didn't.
Oops.
So I thought I closed it. Well, John Wells, did he work on
That name sounds familiar.
ER? Hold on, John Wells. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hi, Joe. How's it going, buddy?
It's going okay.
Long time no see.
I know, right?
John Wells.
Sorry.
Long time since
Kids.
you've been able to be on here.
I know. It's the kids.
Those damn kids.
Children's.
Always
Oh.
doing kid stuff.
Yeah, always children.
That's probably why we know the name John Wells.
Yeah, he does a lot of
Why?
stuff.
I'll read off a couple things. ER,
Okay.
Third watch, The West Wing, Southland, American Kingdom, or Animal Kingdom, Shameless. Those are the top ones.
Those are the top ones. He stays busy.
Yeah, that boy got some work going in him. Oh, China Beach, dang, his career is
China
old.
Beach. That's old school.
Yeah, dude, 88.
God, I used to love that show intro.
Don't sing it.
No intention.
We cannot afford that.
Alright, listen. I couldn't even if I wanted to. I just know in my head that it's the Reflections song by the Supremes.
There you go. Wow, he's done a lot of stuff I've never heard of. Also, they must not be good because they have a white title, not a blue title, which means they're not a link.
White?
Yeah. Unsold Pilot. Oh, he did the Dark Shadows show, or was going to do the Dark Shadows show, the reboot. That's cool.
That's what it looks like back in 2004.
Yeah.
He was executive producing it.
Yeah.
You were. No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't. If I was, I would be
A different caliber
much
of human
happier
being.
and much richer.
much happier and probably get much more sleep.
Maybe. So his first credited movie that he has as well,
We're still talking about Noah Wiley?
no, for John Wells is a movie called Nice Girls Don't Explode.
I mean, true.
Who the fuck
Guess
is
they
in this
don't.
thing?
But also, some nice girls do explode. I mean, it's just, you're covering all your bases.
What is that even about?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, his goodness.
So this is the first line of the plot. April Flowers is kept away from boys by her overprotective mother because flames have a tendency to spontaneously erupt whenever her hormones are aroused. For April, protection on a dinner date is carrying a fire extinguisher.
Wow.
So she's like Carrie, but with
Carrie,
fire.
Carrie makes other things explode. Well, does other things, but
Yeah.
it's more like fire starter.
Yes, that was. I was literally trying to think of what the other one was. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you? Speaking of which, have you read Carrie? Either of you?
Yes, I've read the first handful of his books, and I haven't gone back to it yet.
You're a son of a bitch.
Look, man.
Look, man.
Look,
What's
man.
your point?
It just I saw someone talking about the other day like what like other like properties should like have a more like a modern update, and someone said Carrie. I'm like, they've done Carrie too many times, but then I was like,
Carrie like 6 times.
but the point they made though is they should do Carrie, but do it properly, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Do it properly. I
If
guess.
they couldn't get it done right the first, 500 times.
Well, so what happens is in whoever, because the remake they made with Hit Girl, Chloe, what's her name?
Grace Moretz.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's the
yeah.
one. They basically remade the fucking, what's her name? Sissy Spacek? Is that who played the first one? Who played in the first Carrie, the old school one, not the TV movie one, not Carrie 2.
The 1976 film was almost there. Yeah, Sissy
Spacek. Okay, right. Yeah, I was right. So they basically remade that, which is fine, right? Whatever, but you don't need to remake that because it was a good movie. But they missed the mark on, and Joe may not remember the details. Carrie goes from being the abuser to being a supervillain.
In the movie?
In the book. She goes from, yes, she's basically, her mother is like mentally and physically abusing her, and the kids at school are being real mean to her because, well, she's kind of a weirdo, right? But that's because her mom. And then when she goes full on fucking Super Saiyan, in the
destroys
book,
town.
yeah, she literally like murders many people on her way out.
Yeah.
And one of them, she like drags a person under a car, like dragging the car across. It's bonkers. She blows up a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
She does some fucking horrific shit, dude. Like she's murder, death, killing so many people in that fucking book. And I was like, y'all y'all make it seem like in the movie she's like this. She's getting vengeance for being like bullied and stuff. She goes a little far. Like don't get me wrong. She's definitely bullied by both her mom and the kids at school, but murdering half a town when you get your period is a terrifying aspect.
String.
Yeah. And I can say that, but I've never actually had a period of my own, obviously. But I'm only in my 40s, so who knows what's gonna happen later down the line. But going ape shit on a whole town is a bit rough, and they miss that mark a lot in the movie. I mean, it does happen a little bit in the movies, but if they're gonna do it, they need to like grow a sack and fucking have someone's face dragged across asphalt for a while.
A sack.
Just saying, metaphorically, not physically.
It's too late now. You already told him to.
Well, that's why I amended it and said metaphorically, because I don't want you to try.
Squeeze out of never mind.
Yeah, if you push hard enough, something will come out down there.
I don't think that's how it works.
Herniate yourself.
Yeah, so Joe gets it. Doctor DeCaria understands.
Are we saying that sacks are now just hernias?
No, I'm saying if you push hard enough, you'll get a hernia, which is not a sack.
Instead of a sack?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can see that.
If you push hard enough, I guess it could be.
Or a prolapse.
I mean, yeah, you could prolapse as well. I would tell that story on here, but I don't think it's appropriate.
Tell that story. Do not tell that story.
Just saying, steroids are not a good thing.
No.
Hey, George R. R. Martin, how about you fucking finish a book? How's that?
Oh, he's finished books.
No, finished the newest Game of Thrones book.
Just not the one you want to finish.
That everyone wants him to finish.
This is true too. Like, I'd like to have him finish that so I can, finish it myself.
So, like, he has this this article says that he's watch out, George R. R. Martin is preparing a blog about everything that's gone wrong on HBO's House of Dragons. Hey, how about you stop focusing on stuff you didn't make and make the stuff you're supposed to make?
I do wonder where he is.
Long since promised.
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was like so much like talk like, oh, this is the progress. They're gonna split it in 2 books because the dude just is long-winded as fuck. I'm like, all right, cool. Give me one of those 2 books.
Right now.
But no, we still don't have it, and it has been so long.
God, it's probably been 5 years?
Oh, it's longer than that, I think.
I mean, from the book.
Well, I mean, from like when the last time we've been since that
Well,
we've been promised it, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
been
obviously,
a while.
what the books he pretty much finished early 2000s.
I think so. Yes. Let's fact check that real quick. When did the Song of Ice and Fire books come out?
The actual, I think they started in the 80s.
Yeah.
Nope, 96.
96.
Or at least according to this quick Google search, it says 96.
24? 20?
20.
No, so okay, he began writing the first volume of Game of Thrones in 1991 and published it in 1996.
Oh, so the first one.
That was the first one, yeah.
That's the shortest of all of them.
What the Dance with Dragons was published in 2011.
Okay, so we're 13 years removed from the last book.
Mm-hmm.
And counting.
Planned novels and future. Martin believed in 2012 the last 2 volumes of the series will be large books of 1,500 manuscript pages each. The 6th book will be called The sixth book will be called The Winds of Winter, taking the title from the last book of the originally planned trilogy. Displeased with the previous blah blah blah. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any updates on what they say on here. Why is the article longer than the book? Let's see. In October 2022, Martin said that he had written approximately 3/4 of the book. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
3/4 of the total books, or 3/4 of the first?
Of that book.
So, that dude has the worst ADHD ever.
Bro, I think he still types on a typewriter too. or at least a fucking what was that word processor? And that motherfucker used a word processor forever. Which I understand because like you could get like really unfocused on a laptop. Trust me. But like on a word processor, you got nothing else going on. You can't pull up a web browser and start fact checking stuff or get distracted on Facebook or whatever because all that shit does is process words. Um,
2020, Martin stated that he was writing The Winds of Winter every day, and in June he hoped to be done with it in 2021. In October 2022, Martin said that he had written approximately 3/4 of the book. Skipping, this is according to Wikipedia, skipping to A Dream of Spring, which is the final book.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, in May of 2019, he says that he hasn't even started writing that, and he won't until he's done with The Winds of Winter.
So we're not getting that final set until 2030.
If that.
If he makes it that far.
How old is he now?
That's a good question. George R.R. Martin link. 75.
Yep. Just saw it. And he's a larger than life gentleman, if you know what I mean.
He is. He is.
So maybe we should focus and wrap him in bubble wrap.
Wow.
Oh, I did not know that.
What?
He contributed to world building in the video game Elden Ring.
Yeah. A lot.
I didn't know that at all.
World building.
Maybe he should stop doing that and work on the world building he has already developed and finish his fucking books. How's that? No? Cool. All right.
I would hope.
A girl can dream.
So is he like like obviously I'm not gonna read the blog, but does he not enjoy House of the Dragon?
I have no idea.
Because it says here he wrote on it.
And just executive produced.
Oh no, maybe not. It says it was just the adapted into. It doesn't say. I think he's probably just executive producer.
He gets to put his name on it.
Yeah, he's just getting money from because they're his characters.
Yeah.
I mean, just fucking get to it, bro. Like, open letter to George R. R. Martin, if that's even your real name. Which, by the way, it is George Raymond Richard Martin. That's borderline serial killer, by the way. Wait, what?
Is it two middle names?
He was born George Raymond Martin. Why did he add Richard?
Why not?
I mean, you already have 3 names. You don't need a 4th one, serial killer.
Well, yeah, if he has 3 names, it's a serial killer. If he has 4, then he's a writer.
Well, because he has 4 first names. Like, and then he born 3 first names, then he added a 4th. It's like, did he absorb a Richard?
He needed the dick.
An extra R, yeah. Well, famously, wasn't it because he wanted to copy Tolkien?
Oh, maybe.
Which I don't actually know what the Tolkien's. That's not how you spell Tolkien.
Nah, bud. Keep trying. Keep trying.
Rude.
Fuck did Mike say?
J.R.R. Tolkien. What is the R.R. stand for? John Ronald Ruel Tolkien.
Oof.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun name to shorten.
Yeah, so he just wanted to be an R. He just wanted to be a writer the entire time because he needed the 3 initials essentially.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It worked out for him, didn't it?
I mean, I think it might have been okay if he just went by the 3.
Again, then he'd be a killer.
It'd be George R. Martin.
Yeah.
And that is problematic.
Apparently. Now he's George R.R. Martin, as I like to call him. Get back to fucking writing, Martin.
He adopted the confirmation name Richard at 13 years old.
Confirmation, okay, that's why it was added.
Oh, it's a Catholic church
Confirmed.
thing.
Yeah.
Confirmed a slow ass writer.
Yeah, which is probably I'm guessing his mom's maiden name. Is that how it works?
I have no idea, which is weird because this marks it as Lutheranism as well, which I grew up Lutheran, so you'd think I would know about it too, but I
What's
don't.
your secret middle name, Joe?
I have no idea. Oh my
Is
god.
it
There's a
Victoria?
whole life I don't know about.
Joseph Valerie Victoria Decaria?
Valerie, Victoria? I don't know. That sounds epic for some reason.
It's true. You were JVVD, which also sounds like a wrestler from the Attitude Era.
It'd be JVLD.
Why?
My actual middle name.
We're not going to put that out there. No
I'm not
government
putting
names
it
here.
out there.
Gosh, it
So in
stands
some
for
dioceses of the
Larry.
Catholic Church and in parts of Lutheranism and Jesus Christ.
Bless you.
Thank you. Angelic. I don't know why I can't pronounce that. Anglicanism.
Angelicism.
Angelicism. Yeah, there we go.
That's a word?
To adopt a new name, generally the name of a biblical character or saint, thus securing an additional patron saint as protector and guide. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's why.
So distanced himself from being a serial killer, he became a famous writer with 4 names and 1 was made up. That actually checks out more than anything else.
Yeah.
And he's a giant nerd, so I guarantee you the RR was definitely a Tolkien reference for sure. He's like, hey, is there a saint I can use that starts with an R? There's probably like 7 of them or something. And they're like, Richard. He's like, that sounds good.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's bitch.
Joe, have you read, or Taj, have you read? I forgot you were here for a second there.
That's stretch.
I'm so used to like just saying Joe.
It's just me.
Yeah, have you two ever read any other George R. Martin books?
I start reading the space one. I think I started reading the space one, and it was not good
It was
at all.
not good.
Which space one?
It was the newest one. I say newest one, but that was like 3 or 4 years ago. Just closed that. George R. What?
George.
Hey, man, sometimes that's how you have to spell things. You have to like phonetically say it out. Space book.
Space book? Question mark.
How did that happen? There we go. Night Flyers.
Oh yeah, the one based on the not great television show, or not based on, but
or-
the television show is based on.
Yeah.
I really wanted that
or-
show to be good, but it was fucking rough, dude. And maybe because the source material wasn't good, but
I didn't care for the source material either. That's why I remember reading like the first couple of chapters of it and then just going, "This sucks," and just not.
This is awful.
Just awful. Beyond that, I did also read. Did he write? What was the history book of Game of Thrones? What was that called?
yeah, the one that the House of Dragons is based on, sort of.
Yes, I read that because it was like Volume 1, and then he never came out with Volume 2.
Fire and Blood.
That sounds partially right.
Yeah, and apparently, oh yeah, here it is. Fire and Blood came out in 2018, and apparently there's a forthcoming Blood and Fire.
A fourth? They actually made the second?
Forthcoming. So I mean, I don't know if that means it's upcoming or
Yeah,
just
not
hey, it's
fourth.
like
Oh, forthcoming. It is
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
It is coming. Okay.
yeah.
Not the 4th book is coming. I was like, well, that's a.
Joe is on the struggle bus.
It's
today.
called Blood and Fire, so it could be the 4th one is coming. But that's a different story for a different doctor. What is the name of that fucking book I read by him that was not fucking good and it made me mad?
No idea.
Let's see.
I could
I've got
guess,
a
but
list
I'd be
of some
wrong.
of his books up here. Fever Dream, The Ice Dragon, The Rise of the Dragon, Sand Kings, Dying of the Light, Rise of the Dragon, and that name cuts off. The Princess and the Queen, The Sworn Sword, Rogue Prince, Night Flyers, Dream Songs, a R retrospective. Okay. Blood of the Dragon, Rogues, Tooth Voyaging, Rise of the Dragons, The Lands of Ice and Fire, The Wilt and Wisdom, Windhaven, Sons of the Dragon, The Armageddon, The Book of Swords, Warriors, Legends, Dream Songs Volume 1, The Glass Flower, The Paper Shaped Man.
It's Dying of the Light is his first novel, apparently.
That was the one you read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
He's got a niche, and he should stay in it.
Yeah, like, he definitely found it when he did a song Ice and Fire, but holy shit, man. It was such this weird convoluted thing that like never really got off the ground, and then like it was just like, where the fuck is this going?
Hold on, what the hell is this thing? Dark Visions, a book by Dan Simmons, George R.R. Martin, and Stephen King.
It's an anthology book?
It must be.
What is it?
Dark Visions.
Dark Visions.
Because I know Dan Simmons. I've never read any of his books, but I know Dan Simmons. It says it came out in 1980 something. Where'd it go?
Well, that's a terrible name.
2009.
2009.
1980 something. I don't remember anyway.
So he has something called Dream Songs, a retrospective, and it's spelled with 2 R's at the beginning.
Yes, that's why it tripped me up. It was like R retrospective,
and it says or GRRM, a retrospective. It's a collection of 11 short stories, 21 novellas, and 2 screenplays. I mean, obviously he produces a lot of stuff that most likely is just as good as his first novel.
Imagine where he'd be story writing wise if he just stuck to the dragon shit.
He would be what's that dude that does Stevenson? What's his name? The writer. He's fucking has like 4,000 books.
No, I have no idea.
Stevenson.
Do I have one of his I got for free and I haven't listened to it yet? Is it Stevenson?
Like, I think I know who you're talking about because the last name does sound familiar.
Hold on, let's see if I have one of his books in here that I have yet to touch. No, I do not.
I guess I'd have to know what the title was.
Yeah, I think he does a bunch of fucking like fantasy. It's like fantasy stuff, I believe. Oh, sweet! I can listen to Fellowship of the Rings for free right now.
Congratulations.
Neil Stephenson.
And The Hobbit. Look at me.
Is it Neil Stephenson?
Oh, it might be. Does he do a bunch of fucking fantasy books? I could be wrong with the last name though.
I mean, doesn't seem like it.
Okay,
But
so
Neil
it's not...
Stephenson is the one I've seen because he does Snow Crash. He did Snow Crash.
Oh no, it's not him. No. Maybe that's the name I was thinking of. That's not who I'm thinking of that does these books that I'm trying to find.
And that's what I know the Stevenson name from because I was thinking about the last time I was looking for a book to read. I was thinking about reading Snow Crash because I was looking for a good cyberpunky type of book to read. And I think it came up in
interesting.
a list of good cyberpunk books. Yeah, science fiction novel, cyberpunk, hard science fiction, post-cyberpunk humor.
Yeah, it's real fucking weird. It starts off real. That's the whole fucking book's weird, but it's very. Because the reason I read it is because what's his face from that wrote Ready Player One was like, this was a big inspiration for me, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out, and I was like, oh, cool, and then I was like,
this is a terrible inspiration.
I was like, I can get it. It's interesting. It's one of those things where like those hard sci-fi books are like real hard to get through.
It's like Hyperion. Like
Yeah.
everyone, I always saw like sci-fi writers being like, "No, Hyperion is like a really good book series to read." I've read the first 3 books, and it's like some of the parts of them especially are just really hard to get through.
Yeah, dude, it's
because they are so hardcore sci-fi. Yeah. Uh, Incidentally, instead of reading that, I decided to read Contact, and I'm like a third of the way through Contact right now, while also trying to listen to, which is why it's taking me so long to get through Corey's new novel.
You haven't finished it yet?
I have not finished it yet.
Oh my
I'm
God.
also like a third of the way through that one.
You need to stop reading this like multiple books at the same time, Joe. It's not working for you.
Yeah, it's not quite working out. One of the other reasons why I'm reading and listening to different books is because for some reason WhisperSync for a few books, the last few books, is just fucking up. And what it'll end up doing, multiple times, by the way, is I'll read it at night. The next day it'll update the audiobook perfectly fine. I will listen to a grand total of like at least 45 minutes of the audiobook, and I'll get home at night, and for some reason it won't update from the newest place of the audiobook. It will update from the old place of the audiobook, which will be before I had read it. So the day before. And so I'll sit there and I'll read the same part over and over again going, I'm pretty sure I read this already. What the fuck is going on?
No, but Joe, did you though?
But did I though?
Yeah, see?
But did you though?
Because you're about falling asleep sometimes when you're reading this stuff, so it's just like, am I just rereading the same page over and over again? Like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, WhisperSync has been fucking up a lot lately, so that's one reason why I've been doing like reading one book and listening to a different book, or just listening to a book rather than reading it. Yeah, it sucks. It did this. No, wait, I didn't even try to read those books. I just listened to those books. Never mind.
Brandon Sanderson, that's his fucking name.
Yeah, never heard of him.
That dude.
Unless he's part of the Disney.
The Sanderson sisters.
Yeah,
that's the lesser known brother.
Lesser known brother. That was the joke I was going for, and I could
not get it out.
No, I couldn't. I like immediately spaced on the name of the movie, and I'm still spacing on it as I'm still trying to talk it through.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Yeah.
Dude, how can you forget your friend Mike's favorite Halloween movie?
I don't know. I apologize, Mike.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I'm gonna let him know next time we're hanging out without you.
Old hungry Mike.
Yeah.
So, Brandon Stevenson is credited as a American fantasy and science fiction author.
Mm-hmm.
Started writing books in 2005. He has, I don't know, maybe like 20 fucking books or some shit like that. But there's like this, what's the name of the fucking, Mistborn books or some shit like that.
Part of the Born and...
It's the Born series.
No, it's basically like the sci-fi version of it though, or a fantasy version of it. It's like, oh look, over yonder is. No, it's not gonna work that way. I was gonna say, like, what's that line they say?
Sometimes it doesn't work.
What's the line that you always see the memes made, or the little fucking videos made of? Like, that's something.
For the Born?
Yeah.
Movies?
Holy shit, that's Jason Bourne or whatever. Well, Joe, you don't see it because you're not on social media. I know Taj has seen videos where you see like a fat guy doing like a cartwheel or some shit, or like there's one where this like super obese guy will do like parkour air quotes and like he just jumps off a curb or whatever. Like, holy shit, that's Jason Bourne. I was gonna do a joke like that, but try to make it fantasy sounding, but it didn't really work. Mistborn, Starlight Archive. I don't know. There's a bunch of different fucking the Mistborn is the ones that apparently everyone's like, oh, they're really good fantasy books. And I was like, that's cool. But anyways, that's the guy I was trying to think of. He writes a lot of books. Novels, short works, which are, I'm guessing, just short stories and novellas.
Probably.
Yeah, it looks like they're in featured in magazines. Anyhow. Ipso facto. Yeah. So George Martin needs to fucking finish his books before he dies.
Yeah, that was a long story short.
Yeah. That's summing it up for the listeners who just joined us.
Right?
I'm gonna go ahead and skip 40 minutes in and see what these guys are talking about.
Whatever, fuck that. Just right here.
If you would have listened to the first few minutes and then the 40th minute, you'd be real confused how we got from there to here.
I mean
that's pretty much every show.
But that is, that is in the name.
Like, so Alien Romulus was awesome. Yeah, it was a great talk, guys.
No, still haven't seen it. We can't talk about it.
There's like,
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but
okay.
I'll see it eventually.
There's some details that I found out about the story, and I don't know if it's gonna ruin it for you.
Probably.
Because it's character stuff that, like, I don't remember hearing them say or mention in the movie, which makes things worse for certain people. And I don't want to...
Yeah, don't ruin it for me, because I do plan on seeing it.
Don't ruin it. It's such a good movie. It was such a good movie to go into, having only watched, like, one of the first trailers.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And then not reading anything about it after that.
And the best part about it is the trailers don't give you the full breadth of everything. So it's not one of those things where, like, the trailer does not give enough away.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like
rare these days.
Even like the later trailers, which I will always watch for the most part, unless it's one of those movies we're trying not to watch the trailers for, which for Joe's like every movie, or enough where he just forgets he watches the trailer. Anyways, but like even in the last trailer, it doesn't give you. I mean, trying to not spoil anything for Taj, it doesn't give you the full gambit of what that movie goes through, and that's not a reference. I'm not saying Channing Tatum's in it.
It doesn't.
I'm about to make an name for myself.
Yeah, whatever he just said. But like they make you think it's more of an alien movie. Does that make sense, Joe?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and that's not like a dig on it, Taj. I'm not like trying to like say like, because I loved it. It's
a weird thing to say.
Generally want to see more of it, and the reason when you see it, you'll understand what that term means. Understand, but that's not even the part of it. Like, there's stuff in the movie that maybe I just didn't catch because I was so like nerd bonered up that my ears might not have been working properly.
I'm glad that I didn't go with you.
Nerd boner's not visual; it's more of like an inside thing.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's like an internal boner.
That doesn't make it any better.
That sure doesn't. But it's the like I don't know, man. There's one thing I found out that's just the making of, but I don't want to ruin it for Taj, and the other ones are just character stuff, which I don't know if it'll ruin. But like, it doesn't. To me, thinking about it, doesn't know but my brain's like, oh, you already know this, so like you've seen it. That's how my brain talks to me, by the way.
Your brain is not very nice.
No, he's a dick.
Just like the rest of you.
Yeah, that's what's weird though, because you'd think like one part of me would be like a nicer person, but like it just gets worse deep
I really
down.
don't think that I've known you for a long time.
I know. Don't bring up the number. But yeah, so I was like, I don't know. It was. I'll talk to Joe about it without Taj around, maybe.
That sounds good. Yeah.
I was gonna say like, that's why I was asking. Hey, has anyone seen Romulus
I figured
yet?
it was something that was going to potentially come up on the show, but
Yeah, because I was gonna send you a video. Then once you said no, and I was like, well,
Damn.
I'm not sending this video now because it's gonna be a real big spoiler.
foiled again.
I was like, I mean, I'll send this video of Sigourney Weaver, but Taj is gonna be fucking angry. Just kidding. That's not what it is.
I had intended to actually see it before now, but I just have not had any opportunity. So
It does make sense. You have children.
They might like horror movies.
They don't. We've had this discussion already, though.
Yeah, but they might like this, or like I was a kid and I liked this horror movie, this style horror.
Arya would not sleep for 5 days if she watched Alien.
I'm just saying.
That is not okay.
Free hugs.
Face hugs.
Free face hugs.
No, that is not a headache that I want to deal with or hear about.
Yeah, I can imagine that'd be a little fun to deal with on the other half too.
That's probably the bigger part of it all. Like, obviously, you don't want your kid to not sleep, but
the traumatization of the movie might do some things too. I mean, honestly, like, I'm not saying your child is like not cognitively brilliant. There might be some stuff in that movie she's not going to catch on to. And that's
I'm certain of that.
probably a good thing.
A very good thing. However,
But the whole, like, alien penis down the throat thing probably might not be great for most people under a certain age to watch.
We don't want to see the.
Because she's going to see a spider and she's going to lose her fucking mind. Can you imagine? She sees a fucking daddy long legs, like, right after seeing that movie. And the amount of shit you'd have to clean up, like, literal shit you would have to clean up.
Get freaked out because they associate flies and bees in the same category. If they hear a buzz, it's automatically a bee.
See, that's what I'm saying. So if they saw a fucking, like, any type of spider, they'd be like, Daddy, it's gonna get the alien penis in me. And you should, like, well,
Wow.
all right, well, I mean, I think,
They would not say that thing.
they could have been like, it's trying to put the alien thing in my chest.
No.
That's the same fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna use the word penis, maybe.
No, definitely not.
Like, they're kind of put the alien baby in me. Is that better? No, okay.
I don't know. It's questionable.
Anywho, take your 5 and 3-year-old to go see it. That's what I'm saying.
Notes from fucking Comes Naturally.
Yep. Take your drastically underage children to see this borderline NC-17 alien horror movie. The only reason it's borderline is because they were flaccid, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that's the key though. If they're erect, it's NC-17.
If they're erect, it's no longer safe for
flaccid
people to see.
Yep. I'm just saying.
Please stop saying. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm gonna keep saying it.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna recommend everybody to bring their wildly underage children to go see an R-rated movie.
I mean, technically, I will tell you that I had some coworkers ask if they should take their kids to see the Deadpool movie. I was like, how much cursing do you want them to know?
Well, and that's the thing is, like, Ryan Reynolds talked about how, like, he let all of his kids, like, all 57 of them to go see it, right? Which is, like, probably the reason it's over $1 billion. But, like, you got to think, though, if you live with Ryan Reynolds,
you're hearing all that shit on the regular.
What? Yeah, there's nothing in that movie that's gonna be like, that's tame. He
1,000 times.
He didn't use the word cunt 47 times. But like the F-bomb's probably a pretty common thing. I know it's not like normal in like regular Canadian households, but like he's not regular Canadian anymore.
What do we classify him as now?
He's a Canadian American, I think, because he's definitely from Canada, but he's Americanized, yeah. Hey, did you guys know that? And part of this you probably know. Do you know why it's called a hamburger?
No.
Because it came from hamburger?
It came from Hamburg, Germany.
Germany? Yeah.
And it dates back to like 1870 something here in the States. And originally they weren't on buns, they were on toast.
Makes sense.
But originally they weren't even on, like, they were on whatever bread you had, like, because it was because it started off as like, it's the trimmings from like steak.
Okay.
And like, it was very strange to me to find that out. I don't know why. Well, I do know why I brought that up, because I saw an article about how to make the best hamburger during the summer. And I was like,
am just sitting here saying to myself, how did we get here?
Because I watched this video, this Australian dude, Andy Cooks. I don't know if you guys ever seen his videos.
Nope.
But he did a thing where he's talking about, because I guess in Australia, they call anything on a bun a burger. So like a fish sandwich is a fish burger, a chicken sandwich is a chicken burger.
Australian.
Yeah, so it's like that's how they do it, right? Because like they just make up words for all sorts of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like everything that's on a bun is like a burger. So whatever it is, a burger, a veggie burger, a fucking foot burger, whatever it is, right? Like, so he called up this dude who's you've both probably seen. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a hamburger historian. He's got the crazy hair with the weird sideburns. I don't know if you remember, if you've seen that guy. I can't remember his name.
Like, describes a lot.
I'll send you a picture
really
of him.
Narrow it down quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll pull it up while I'm talking. Anyways, So the reason I say this, again, it's because this article is like how to cook or the best burger during the summer, which I don't understand how that qualifies outside of anything else. But
Does it change when it's fall?
that's what I'm saying. Like, do you
Do you put pumpkin spice?
Yeah, I was
in
gonna
it?
say you put some fucking
Hey,
PSL
man.
in it, just like PSL off the elbow.
Gross.
That's awful.
Yeah, elbow
No one wants
PSL.
elbow juices on their hamburger.
You know what?
What would a winter burger be? Peppermint?
Ew. Yeah, probably.
Spring burger? I actually don't really know any flavors tied to spring.
With spring would be like flowers though, right? It's like fucking like
But I mean, like, what would that flavor profile be?
What's the
George Motz is the guy's name.
Oh,
that I
the
was
dude
thinking
who
of.
invented applesauce?
No, that's spelled differently.
Is it MATZ?
That's Matt's. It's MOTZ, not MOTTZ. I think. Is it Mott's two T's, right? With an S?
MOTTS?
Yeah,
Yeah,
MOTTS
okay, yeah, it's a different guy.
Mott's apple juice or apple
Stuff.
apple stuff.
It's. Let me get a good picture of him so you can see his fucking lunaticness.
Lunatic,
It's this guy.
I have no fucking idea who that is.
I've never seen this movie.
Never seen this guy
okay.
before.
He's.
Although
I
he
don't
does
watch food
actually
stuff.
classify
Oh, okay.
the vegetarian sideburns.
Yeah, he's kind of a nut job, but he's like very, very passionate about hamburgers. So much so he opened a restaurant in New York called American Hamburger or Hamburger America, and they only serve two things on the menu except for a rotating burger of the month. And one is a Oklahoma onion burger. The other one is the classic smash burger, which is only served with mustard and pickles, mustard, onion, and pickles, because that's how it was originally made.
Yeah.
And then they have a rotating one, which is basically a burger specialized by like a friend of his or like a famous or a well-known burger from somewhere that they feature there.
All right.
But anywho, that's a different topic. I just thought it was interesting because I knew the Hamburg part, but I didn't know the whole like it didn't start on a bun thing. It started on toast because they would have toast and
Well, it's one of those things that makes sense because, it's a hamburger bun. It's a bun specifically made for a hamburger.
yeah.
You would probably start out with some sort of other bread, toast first, and then make the thing.
Yeah, and then nobody sold them in restaurants. It wasn't a thing. It had to be like because it was known as a culture food, which is a German food. Like it was because it was like from the German culture. So like you'd have to go to like a food stall or someone's house to get a hamburger until it became more popular. I was like, that's crazy. Like because
Weird,
now
right?
you think like
something so American is not.
yeah, well that's
That's just America in
that
general.
that right there is definitely America. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hashtag we steal shit.
we steal shit and then don't give credit to other people.
Yeah, like French fries, not even from France.
Nope.
Like we don't even like that shit over here. I was like, damn. First off, calm down, French people.
Yeah, right.
Go back to your cheese. Okay.
Okay.
No, the news thing just like is showing me the same 5 or 6 strings of
Story.
articles, and well, that's weird. Okay, let's change. Anyhow, that was all. I didn't actually have anything saved. I don't think.
The only other thing I had saved was from the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Apparently, there was a what they call it, deleted scene that would have hinted at Gambit joining Earth 616.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah, well, they said it was actually in the movie. If you were paying attention to the monitors of the TVA, that it was there. I'm trying to remember what it entailed.
But that's the thing, though, is you can't believe what you see on those because
Yeah, 'cause it's TVA.
They could be from anywhere.
yeah, and like the
But
whole
the
like
deleted scene specifically, where is it?
hinted at. I didn't watch what it was. I saw something talking about it though.
I only saw this article from Inverse talking about it. I actually haven't seen any video of it. Where do they describe it? The clip implies that Gambit made it out of the void and is now living elsewhere in the multiverse. It's unlikely the portal led to. Where's the whole description?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan Reynolds posted a 20-second deleted scene from Deadpool and Wolverine to his social media accounts, which shows Gambit after the battle in front of Cassandra Nova's lair. As he walks around the bodies of Cassandra's henchmen, he turns around to see a portal, or as Deadpool aptly put it, a Marvel sparkle circle. Technically, calling it a deleted scene is inaccurate, as Reynolds says that it's a version of the scene played on the monitors within the TVA, albeit while hidden deep in the background. But
There's
regardless,
no way that anybody catches that first look.
not first look, no. This would be one of those. This would be one of those movies that when it comes out on DVD or streaming,
You like pause, slow playing through it and all that.
Exactly. But regardless, this clip implies that Gambit made it out of the void and is now living elsewhere in the multiverse. It's unlikely the portal led to the universe where he's from, as he has no memory of his past life. He even says he thinks he could have been born in the void. It's more likely the portal led straight into MCU's main timeline, is what they say. If true, then Gambit is now living on Earth 616, which is where Deadpool, Wolverine, and X-23 escaped to. This not only means that Channing Tatum has the opportunity to reprise his role he loves so much, but that Gambit could play a larger role in the future MCU project. With Avengers Doomsday looming on the horizon, Gambit's mutant powers would be very handy to the Avengers.
It's true.
So yeah.
Plus,
there was also another
X-Men.
article that I ran that I didn't actually read the whole thing. I just the title actually was just basically the article, which was Channing Tatum regretted that he didn't get to keep the Gambit suit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Would
did
you
make
think
it
he
for
would,
him,
like,
so.
at this point, I'm sure if he would say, "Hey man, does that thing still exist?" that Ryan Reynolds would be like, "Yeah, it's waiting for you." So that's basically all I had. That was the only other thing I had saved.
I had a bunch of Alien Romulus stuff saved, so I wasn't going to talk about that because somebody joined us and hasn't seen it yet. Ruined my plan.
You know what? Fuck you, I'm leaving.
But thank you for being here, though. Is what I meant to say.
Literally.
Where I was going with that.
That's not at all where you were going with that.
It is where I was going with that.
I
Just,
felt that's where he was going with it, and that's 2 out of 3. So
see, majority rules.
Bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
Yep. Hey, Sigourney Weaver's
1, 2. There we go.
Sigourney Weaver's going to be a new Alien movie called Mandalorian Grogu. So, it's an article that's right here. It's literally what it says. Sigourney Weaver is going to a new alien universe, and it's about Mandalorian Grogu. She's apparently in that movie.
Nice. I'll watch that.
I'd watch.
I was going to watch it beforehand anyway, but the fact that
just another reason.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That is actually a song.
Sigourney Weaver. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not, but it'd be cool if it was.
If you type that into a fucking AI song generator, I guarantee it would be fucking there.
Badass.
Lickety
Right.
split.
Do it in the vein of the Die Hard song.
That's fair.
Just saying.
Live with that.
Right?
10 Kurt Russell comedy movies that prove he's hilarious. All of them?
You need 10 to know he's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Big Trouble in Little China? Like, there you go. One and done, sir. You're welcome.
Yep, moving on.
Overboard.
The Thing?
I don't know if that was a comedy.
He's hilarious. What? I laughed.
I think for different reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say for way different reasons.
What?
Oh, that guy got killed.
Yeah, that's still
Different
laughter.
type of comedy. Different type of comedy.
Nah. 6 one way, 3 eggs the other. I think that's how the saying goes.
That's not at all how that saying goes.
No, not at all.
All right, well, I think that's it for us.
Shortest show I've ever been on.
No, that was an hour.
It's an hour.
Shortest show I've ever been on.
We could go longer, but I wasn't prepared for anything other than Alien Romulus stuff today, so.
You're welcome. Glad I could ruin that for you.
Yeah. But we did get an hour of talking about nothing around that
George
other
R.
than,
Martin.
Yeah.
George R. Martin. Yeah, I mean, legitimately. Thanks, George.
I think this episode's going to be called An Open Letter to George R. R.
We could talk about the
Good
first
talk.
episodes of Rings of Power if anybody has watched it.
I'm
Are
not
you watching
that
season 2 or are you watching season 1, Joe?
Season 2.
Okay.
Season 2.
I haven't started season 2.
I'm actually caught up
and prepared for once.
on Rings of Power.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
I have one more episode to go because I think they said I heard they released the first 3 episodes.
I am not yet started because I want to actually rewatch season 1 again because it's been 2 years.
Feels like it if it hasn't.
Oh,
So I wanna.
it's only been a year, right?
No, it's been more than a year for sure.
I'm pretty sure it's only been a year, but it feels like it's been 2 years.
Yeah, let's fact check this.
September 1, 2022.
Like I said, 2 years.
Motherfuckers, I was right for once.
For once. Mark it down. Write it down, motherfuckers.
Mark it.
Put it on the calendar. 2 years from now, we're like, remember how a year ago Taj was right about something?
Yeah, remember when Taj was right about something? Fucking nerddom. Hell yeah, bitches.
Of course there's a fucking article about Brandon Sanderson now that I've fucking talked about him. So, two quick things before we wrap up. Have you guys seen the pictures from the new Jurassic World movie with Scarlett Johansson?
No, I saw the weird teaser that they had a couple days ago, which was just like they showed Jurassic Park logo and then nothing.
Yeah, so they have photos from it with Scarlett Johansson and some other people in it or whatever.
Which I read the description of, and I'm like, I'm still not watching this garbage.
Oh yeah, no. If you
it just continues. It just continues.
Have you seen the third one? The third Chris Pratt one?
No.
Oh, holy shit, man! What a fucking terrible movie.
I refused to watch it after the garbage ending of 2, the second one.
Yeah.
I refused to give money to that franchise. I will not give consideration to it.
Bro,
I will not consider watching.
Get this.
Garbage franchise.
It's not even about the dinosaurs. It's about mosquitoes.
This one?
The third one. The third Chris Pratt one.
Bro,
it's the dumbest thing ever, dude.
Because the description, what I read the description of the next one was something about Scarlett Johansson is going after the DNA of the dinosaurs or something, of like 3 specific dinosaurs, and I'm like,
who cares?
Why?
We already fucked up anyways. We're just gonna fuck up again. No, we can keep these crazy ass giant lizards in cages. Fallen Kingdom. The new one.
The new one.
It's got a one word subtitle. Legacy? Jurassic World Legacy? Is that what it was?
It's
probably on here somewhere.
Maybe if I spell Park right. Jurassic Park.
It's Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah, there we go. See, so much garbage that I don't
Problem number 1.
Yeah.
It's hard to type like around the microphone that I'm also typing around as well.
Christ, come on.
Rebirth.
Oh, Rebirth. That's what it was. Which is, again, we failed twice. Technically, we failed more than twice. But, like, we've done two parks, right? And neither of them went well. Now, granted, the first one, sabotage, right? Whatever.
Wait, Rebirth? No, Dominion.
No, Dominion's what was Dominion?
Dominion was the second. No, first.
No, Fallen Kingdom.
There's Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Jurassic World
Dominion, yeah.
Yeah, Dominion is the one I have.
Rebirth is the new one.
It's a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, but Dominion is fucking terrible.
I mean, it's not good, but it's also not awful.
No, it's awful.
I've seen worse.
Dude. That little girl never turned into a fucking dinosaur, which is horse shit. You trying to tell me, we use the same technology to climb? Like, you should have fucked up and she turned into a fucking dinosaur. That's how this should have worked.
That island to Dr. Monroe.
Bro, I'm telling you, it would have been way fucking better if they were fucking like, hey, she got the dragon scale thing from like Game of Thrones, right? But like, turns out she turns into a dinosaur and like fucking eats somebody. That'd be fucking rad, dude. I'm telling you right now, better than fucking mosquitoes.
That'd be a way different change. The synopsis for Rebirth is 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion. An expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough.
Oh, they are turning people into dinosaurs. I knew it. That's where they were going. They just have the balls to do it in the first one. They're like, hey, Come on, let's bring an ex-Avenger in. She can do it.
There's just nothing about that synopsis that screams, "Hey, I want to watch this," because they've somehow like
They fixed it.
They sullied the name.
Yeah.
That's another thing that, hey, someone if Michael Crichton's family wants to sue somebody,
this is where they should start.
This is where they should go. They'd be like, hey,
what type of abomination have you turned this franchise into?
This motherfucker read your screenplay for the sequel to the hit movie Jurassic Park, and then said, "Oh, that thing's so fucking garbage. I'm gonna write my own book, and I'm not gonna let you use it." And that's what he did, and that book was phenomenal. There was no gymnastics in it, but there were some terrifying scenes. Because, I mean, granted, they neutered the first book, if you ask me, to that first movie. Don't get me wrong. I love Jurassic Park, that first movie.
They did. They neutered it.
They fucking...
Changed it a lot, yeah.
Bro, dude. No miniature T-Rex chasing people. There's no fucking terrifying raft ride. Bro, dude. John Hamm doesn't get eaten by a bunch of those little green fuckers. Like, dude. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't read the book. John Hamm don't make it off the island.
No.
He get real dead, and it's unpleasant. In like the fact,
that's why they took the fat guy. They killed him off because they wanted John to make it off the island.
Just to kill him off at the beginning of the second movie. Come on, man.
It's easier.
Come on, man. But then they made that second movie with gymnastics kicking velociraptors in the face out of midair. By the way, that would probably break the shit out of her legs. But also, why was there fucking uneven bars in the middle of that fucking like shed thing she was in?
I will tell you that the second one is the hardest of the series for me to get through.
Oh, it's. I will watch that more than I fucking watch Dominion, because more of this shit.
I've literally only seen Dominion 1.5 times.
Yeah, 1.5 is 2 times too many for you, sir.
It seriously is. I
Bro,
agree.
it's when I. Dude, I waited. I didn't even see it in theaters. I watched that shit when it hit like fucking Max or whatever it was on, and I was like, "This is the we can't get a fucking modern Tremors movie, but we get this fucking garbage that has nothing to do with dinosaurs."
The Lost World was just impossible for me.
Bro, dude, Lost World was rough, dude. I'm gonna take this baby and run with it. No, you fucking leave it alone. Have you never heard of wild animals? What the fuck is wrong with you? It has a broken leg. Who fucking cares?
Care because.
Sorry.
Hey, you know what happens? You fix the leg. Cool, awesome. Hey, it's gonna grow up to be that fucking monster chasing us. If you stroll up on baby Hitler, do you let him? Do you give him a pacifier, or do you shoot him in the face?
That's a different argument.
Or maybe raise him differently, or whatever.
That's a different argument.
I mean, it's a slightly different argument. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a fucking terrible human being, but he's not a
No, it's a different argument because if you go back in time to kill Hitler, there might be no reason for you to invent the time machine. Therefore, you don't go back and you create a paradox.
What, you don't like hot tubs, Joe? You don't like hot tubs?
No, I actually don't like hot tubs.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I have seen Hot Tub Time Machine.
What about Hot Tub Time Machine 2, Hot Tub Harder? But it was what I was saying is like Michael Crichton's family should sue them for dragging his corpse through the fucking dirt still.
I agree with that.
Like,
definitely.
Like after the abomination that was The Lost World, like then you get Jurassic Park 3, which arguably is real hard to watch in general, because like it makes no sense. It's like, yo, you guys are terrible human beings. Like I don't know why terrible people keep getting involved with fucking dinosaurs. But we should probably vet these people out. You know what I mean?
That's the what's the Asian dude that's in all the Jurassic World movies? That's that guy. How is he still out of jail and B alive? Because I'd off him a long time ago.
Well, because lucky for him, every time bad shit happens, the park gets destroyed. So like,
so nobody remembers.
There's no like we get to watch the documentary of it, right? But like, no one else does, like because everyone else dies. You know what I mean? Like, and anybody who interacted with him, like all the people who survive, didn't work with him. They barely met him, and they're like, "Oh, cool." And then they see, and then convenient enough, nobody from the past is in Jurassic World. So like, nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, isn't that the guy who fucked everything up before? Like, isn't that him?" There's a guy who wants to like.
Is the worst character in the series.
He's the one that fucked up the frog DNA, right? Like, this guy.
Yeah.
So like,
the thing is too though that speaking it from like an actual scientific point of view, like it's like Project Paperclip. At the end of World War II, you saved all of the people that were the smartest people. Like, even if they did not great stuff,
it's true.
You're like, hey, come work for me. Like, so in Jurassic Park point of view, whatever his name is, I can't remember. It's like,
Not
yeah,
BD
you're
Wong.
right. He's one of the surviving scientists, so that makes him one of the very few people that
It
know
makes him
how this
valuable.
process works.
And he knew it too. You saw how
Yeah.
smug he was in Jurassic
Oh,
World,
he's
dude.
smug as shit too.
Yeah,
Dude, he's like, yeah, bro. I know
like I
shit.
can do this for again.
I was like,
Who
hey,
wants to pay me?
I know the machines were probably destroyed from like the fucking dinosaurs running rampant in the storm that like because like the building collapsed, the roof and the whole thing. But you know what? Didn't get destroyed.
This guy
This brain right here.
right here.
Yep, this noggin with all them
Look.
secrets in it. I know the DNA chains. I know how to unlock them. I know how to do all of it. So we should make, I don't know, a lost world and have it, a breeding center and not tell anybody about it. Because when a rich family goes to vacation there and their child gets bit by a goddamn dinosaur and they realize the whole fucking island is full of dinosaurs who've been breeding because we fucked up and we didn't want to tell anybody, then we can have a better movie.
Not my problem.
Sounds like a not my problem.
But yeah, what I'm saying, open letter to George R. R. Martin. Finish your books. Open letter to the Crichton family. How about you focus your attention not on ER because fuck that Jurassic Park. Let's fix that shit, all right?
Jurassic stuff.
Jurassic lawsuit is what you need. Because
That's accurate.
they literally dug up Crichton, forced his mouth open and shit directly into it.
That is
I agree.
not the
Not saying he's
visual that
wrong.
I was wanting. That is not the visual I was
I mean, at this point, I don't think it would take a whole lot to force it open because he's been dead for a long time.
Along.
Anyway.
I mean, it doesn't even have a mouth. Moving on.
Anyway.
To this point.
I mean, the bones that make up a mouth are probably somewhat still there. The smell by that point is just musty at that point. It's not even gross at that point because he's decayed long
It
enough.
comes naturally because I got to get the fuck out of here.
Okay. That's it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We have been,
Joe.
Taj.
I have been Cody, and as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.
I don't want that.
You don't want an outro? You don't want an outro? You're like, peace out? Okay, that works.